No more Neopets. We ain't talking about Neopets today. We really gotta move on. So, instead of Neopets, we're going to be talking about something just as bad. Deviantart. Specifically, the old Sonic fandom that was festering on the site. I was a part of it. Oh dear lord, was I in it. Let's get into it. Roll the speed paint. One thing you need to know about me is that my love of Sonic is actually what got me into drawing. True story. Sonic Adventure 2 is still one of my favorite games of all times, and I was especially obsessed with it as a child. One of my first, quote, serious drawings, if we can call it that, was my first Sonic OC, a pink recolor of cream and cherry. I don't think I have this drawing anymore, and thank God I don't, honestly, because she was looking scary. Like, seriously, this thing was jump scare levels. My old, terrible art skills aside, I was elbows deep into the Sonic fandom, and my main places to share my OCs and art were YouTube and Deviantart. The YouTube Sonic fandom was something else. So much drama, people stealing OCs, but also pretending to steal their own Cs by posing as someone else. That's not what this video is about, but if you want me to talk about it, let me know. It was just as wild as the DeviantArt scene. The Sonic fandom is huge, but the Sonic's fandom during DeviantArt's popularity days just hit different. There were tons of people posting art daily of their Sonic OCs that were just recolors of the canon characters, and you know what? I was right there with them, with my yellow cream the rabbit named Lemon Square. She was a pretty cool character, and still one I have to this day. As I remember it, it was just a bunch of kids drawing and having fun, but I'm sure there were some adults mixed in as well. Of course, like in all fandoms, there were people who were known in the fandom for being popular. Except, in the Sonic fandom, sometimes these artists weren't known by their usernames. They were known by the name of their main character. And sometimes people called the artist the name of the character. I think I got called Lemon Square once or twice since she was my, quote, main character. That was kind of weird. But like I was saying, it was definitely common to know the name of the character even if you didn't know the username of the artist. For example, anyone recognize the name Purity the Hedgehog? Venus the Hedgehog? If you do, congrats! You know what I'm talking about. Now, if a fandom is big enough to have popular, well-known users, that means the fandom is big enough to have drama. And oh boy, Sonic people on DeviantArt were feisty. I don't even understand how. All we did was share art on there, and somehow we still managed to pick fights about it. Let's talk about some of my favorite ones. So, like I said before, there were super well-known characters in the fandom. Characters that like everyone and their dog somehow knew. And with that came people who were jealous of the popularity. And hey, I'll admit it, little me wished I had the popularity these people had. I'd be like, well, I wish people knew who Lemon Square the Rabbit was. Meanwhile, my art was so bad I might as well have been carving it out of fucking stone. I don't know if this was a widespread thing or not, or only something that went within groups that I knew, but people would say that these characters only got so popular because they all looked the same. And at the time, I actually, believed this. Little me was all like, yeah, you're right. I bet if Lemon Square looked like that, then she'd be popular too. No, she wouldn't have. But looking back at this, it's so funny because these characters looked literally nothing alike. The thing that they had in common? They were girl hedgehogs that had long hair and big cleavage. Yeah, that's it. You could argue that the art styles looked a bit similar, but the designs were clearly different. So all I'm left thinking is, who came up with that idea? Who started that? And what was the logic behind it? What, make a girl hedgehog and suddenly you'd become Sonic famous? Well, let me tell you, I did make girl hedgehogs, and I was not Sonic famous. Because they all looked bad. But really, I think about this with fondness because the idea is so absurd it doubles back into being hilarious. The second one is probably my favorite thing ever. So, if you're familiar with Sonic at all, you've probably heard of the character Cosmo. You know, the cute little plant girl? I hated her when I was a kid. Why? Because she was commonly paired with Tails, and I paired Tails with Cream. Basically, I had problems. That's beside the point. Anyway, her species of the plant person is called a Cedrian. Now, in Sonic X, Cosmo is really the only Cedrian we see, barring a few cameos in the form of flashbacks. So, on Deviantart, Cedrians were a common species for people to make OCs out of. With Cedrians being so popular, someone took it upon themselves to decide what a pure Cedrian is. What does this mean? Bro, I couldn't even tell you. But according to this person, a pure Cedrian was a Cedrian who had real flowers on their head, a gem like Cosmo, and a flower skirt like Cosmo. Alright, first off, thanks for deciding that for all of us. Pretty bold of you. Second off, this put the Sonic fandom up in flames. Oh my god, it was like the Third World War. Some people were like, yeah, you're right. A real Cedrian does have all those things and everyone else is a faker. And other people were like, what the actual fuck are you talking about? If I'm being honest, I don't really remember what my exact stance was. Like, I thought the whole pure thing was kind of dumb, but I don't think I was like out there rallying for it or anything. Kinda wish I was though. Would have been really funny. I don't think this actually lasted too long because of the uproar it caused. But the only thing I can think is, wow, I wish I had balls as big as that person. One last popular drama I remember seeing going around was something I'll call the popular art style drama. Like, basically, people complaining that some popular artists were only popular because their art styles all looked almost exactly the same. The style involved lidded eyes with a lot of eyeshadow, characters drawn with a specific, quote, chubby and curvy body type, scene hair, and usually scene clothing too. Really speaking to the times with that one. And you know what? I will say that some of the styles looked really similar. It was obvious that a bunch of smaller artists were super inspired by this really big popular artist. But now I'm like, why was this a big deal? I'm pretty sure the popular artist didn't mind. I think it was literally everyone else that minded for some reason. They were inspired and that's okay. It was helping them develop their own style. I also don't think art style stuff's a thing, but like, hey, if you wanted to steal my style, go right ahead. Not everything was drama though. The Deviantart Sonic fandom is the first place I saw things like adoptable characters or character auctions. And let me tell you, if a popular artist was auctioning off a character design, people would go crazy bidding on them. Me included. I would be trying to scrape together every single last point I could find from the deep, dark crevices of Deviantart's couches in order to bid on them. And if I was lucky enough to win, I remember feeling like hot shit. Like, oh yeah, look at me. I got a design from a popular artist. Isn't she so pretty? And then I drew her really badly. But hey, I tried. I actually still have all these designs today, so I should try redrawing them sometime. I remember doing so many art trades, entering tons of contests, hosting contests myself. One time I had a contest to draw my OC. You know who I'm gonna say, it's your girl Lemon Square. And it got something like 15 entries. And guys, I was beyond pumped over it. Literally everyone who entered was a way better artist than I was, and I felt so starstruck. So shout out to the people who entered, even though you're definitely not watching this, but it absolutely made my day. I mean, even though we somehow managed to pick fights over literally nothing, being part of the Sonic fandom on Deviantart was actually really fun. And I still like Sonic to this day, I just don't really draw on the style anymore. And when I say that, I mean I don't draw on the style at all anymore. But hey, Sonic's what got me into drawing and role-playing to start with, so I have it to thank for that. What? I have so much art from my Sonic days on DeviantArt, and it's all super bad and cringy, so naturally I'm probably going to make a video showing it off. Because it'll be fun. You can all cringe with me. It'll be a fun time. As always, if you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, it would mean so much to me if you wanted to hit thumbs up or subscribe. But really, no pressure. If you hated it, thumbs down is always right there. But really, thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next one.